A little bit about best practices, what to share via social media. Don't say I wrote a book. Again, no one cares. There's way too many people doing that. And again, when you overtly try to sell, you just cheapen your brand because it's about you. It's not about, the outcome should always be about the reader's experience. Um, Instead, always offer some value, entertainment, a connection to people, sharing interesting ideas, solving problems. That's huge. Excuse me. Or be helpful or informative. You want to start a two-way conversation, engage with people, not just talk to them, not tell them something. You want them to start a dialogue, and definitely ask questions and elicit opinions with your social media posts. When you're writing these things, less is always more. Social media is cluttered enough. Again, no one wants to read text anyways, but just be direct, simple, to the point. We were talking before the call that in this day and age, it's crazy, but being direct and honest is a huge commodity. You could keep it that simple. You don't need a lot of bells and whistles. Eliminate all unnecessary language. Tweets are 140 words or less, and you have to include the link in there. So whenever you write things, always think about maybe doing social media posts 140 words or less. Um, and there are ways, sometimes links are like 50 characters long, so there are ways to shorten those with Hootsuite or Tiny URL, so your link is really condensed and short. It's not too long. Online etiquette, very important, very, because you're going to get crazies coming out of the woodwork. And in fact, the more reach you have, the more friendships or connections or people looking at your post, the more crazy people are going to act, and you get a lot of angry, weird people online. So never be negative. You could only hurt yourself by defending yourself or getting into it with someone or slamming someone for what they say. Never be rude or judgmental. Always deflect, and humor is a great way of deflect. Always take the high road, and I do mean always. You could do this right 1,000 times, but one slip up, people will notice. If someone's acting angry, crazy, stupid, weird, attacking you on via social media, the only way you could win is if you basically just stay disengaged, you don't get angry, you just put up a neutral wall. Hey, thank you so much for that opinion. Even if you're a wise ass. And what they're going to do is you're basically going to show that they're crazy. Everyone else who's reading their post is going to go, wow, this author is actually handled that well and is pretty cool. And you're sort of making fun of them for being a wacko just because you're not sinking to their level. That's the only way you could ever win. But don't get in a big debate. Even with reviews, remember, if they say your book sucks, they're right. Why are they right? Because it's their opinion. You had 400 pages, 300 pages, 200 pages to write about your thoughts and ideas and opinions. They have a review. And so no matter what they say, just go, hey, thank you so much for your review. I appreciate your honesty, and move on. Um, in fact, I almost celebrate bad reviews. And, growing that thick skin as an author, it's definitely a good way I've learned of doing it. If I wrote a whole blog about why every author should love one star reviews. When I get horrible attacking reviews, I post them on Facebook and have a lot of fun with them. So there's a clickable link too in here that you'll see, and definitely check out that blog. Um, Other best practices for social media: be honest, be yourself. Don't be, pretend to be something you're not. Don't be pompous. Don't be, when I got in the business and I asked around and tried to get information, I can't tell you how many people just turned up their noses at me and acted like they were all that. Relax. It's not life or death. None of us are Stephen King. And if you talk to Stephen King, he'd probably be humble and down to earth. So always be yourself. Always be honest. Be genuine. Don't pretend that you're something you're not. Be self-deprecating. Those things, I think, are refreshing and attractive to people in this world, not ego and showmanship and posturing. And again, it's making fun of myself, and there's a lot to make fun of. I wrote a blog that you guys might like called Confessions of a D-Bag Book Marketer. And it makes fun of my own journey to this, Amazon bestseller list. What does that mean? Well, not a whole lot, but it sure sounds nice, and so I sort of make fun of the whole process and make fun of that accolade, and I think you'll like that. Um, okay, as we're coming to wrap it up now, I wanted to put something out there where you could get help. What I didn't want to do is go rapid fire, touch on all these things. We just got started with a lot of different topics, and then you go, "That's great, but where do I go from here?" It's a little overwhelming, and nothing gets done. So there are definitely some resources for you. Um, with these book marketing things that I touched on and social media, if you don't want to do any of them, you could hire a college intern. These days, probably high school kids know more about social media than any of us do. Um, you could there's websites like Fiverr, and I hope I got that. I think it's two R's at the end. Fiverr, where basically every service on there is for $5, and you might be able to pay someone $5 to set up this or do that or set up your Twitter account. Different services. There's book marketing social media firms, but be careful. They overcharge and underdeliver. Book marketing services, be careful. Same thing. Um, if you wanted basic nuts and bolts on how to set up these different accounts, how to make something in iMovie, blah blah blah. There's WikiHow, there's About.com, Wikipedia that will guide you. YouTube videos. They usually have real good step-by-step instructions for these basics. Um, what I want to help you guys with too, I want this just to be the start of our interaction or my helping you. I've written a lot of blogs along the way, again, about the whole book marketing experience, good or bad. All of those are going to be available for you for free, definitely, in a great place to start. And email me with questions. Don't be like, Norm, how do you set up a Facebook page? But specific things, stuff that you can't just Google. Anything I could help you with. Um, I really, really, really believe in promoting our art. And again, I was where you were only a couple of years ago, or a lot of you are probably ahead of me in your journey as authors. But I just want to support and help each and every one of you any way I can. So drop me an email, tweet me, all that fun stuff, and I'm happy to help.